taking over.
Start saving for your golden years with a Sagicor Lifestyle Approved Retirement Scheme. The time by Sagicor Life is
7 o'clock.
CVM News at 7 Wednesday headlines, courtesy of Heart and Estate Trust, Jamaica's Human Development Agency.
Tonight in CVM News at 7, tracking the CRC report. Holness disappointed but not surprised by the opposition to CRC report, and Health Ministry dispels Astrazenica concerns.
Also this evening, Barbados national found guilty of murdering his wife, or ordering his wife's murder. In the business report, a forever home for Adam and Eve Day Spa. And in sports, ICC T20 World Cup tickets sold out. From Kingston, Jamaica, this is CVM News at 7. I'm Stephen McHugh.
And I'm Carolyn Brown. It's Wednesday, May 15, 2024. Thanks so much for joining us. Prime Minister Andrew Holness has expressed his disappointment with the parliamentary opposition's public stance on the constitutional reform process.
Now, Holness said he previously refrained from making public comments on the matter, but felt compelled to speak out at this point during a post-cabinet press briefing. Andre Jemison reports.
Prime Minister Andrew Holness made a rare appearance at Wednesday's post-cabinet briefing as the chasm between government and the opposition widens. The standoff surrounds misgivings on the process to get to a modern and new constitution. As the public debate rages, the Prime Minister said context is needed.
There were many calls for Jamaica to proceed on the path of becoming a republic. Calls made by prominent members of the opposition as well as other prominent members of the society. It found favor with my own thinking.
Parliamentary committee started work on the issue some 25 years ago. He said the opposition leader Mark Golding wanted to move ahead with the report from that committee, but he, Holness, wanted some newness to it. Hence, the current committee was set up.
You will also recall that he declined to name the members to the review commission. Declined and delayed for several months. We ended up having a meeting under the auspices of the Vale Royal talks. I thought those were good meetings, and we came to an understanding.
The reform process involves establishing the Republic of Jamaica and drafting a new constitution for the country. The reform is divided into phases, with the first phase focusing on matters agreed on by both sides, while more complex matters were deferred to subsequent phases. At least, that's what Holness said his understanding was. But the opposition leader is adamant there is no moving forward if the process does not include supplanting the United Kingdom-based Privy Council with the Caribbean Court of Justice, CCJ.
So we had I would say, reasonable expectation that we are proceeding in good faith.
Holness defended the committee's work and expressed that enough has been done to include all stakeholders.
My initial assessment of the response of the opposition is that I am disappointed, but I am not surprised. I'm not surprised that they would have tried to find every way out of seeing this process through to its rightful conclusion.
Holness said the work is not in vain and that the government will continue its consultations.
The truth is that you cannot disturb the constitutional and governance architecture of the country without consensus. That is the reality.
The reality now facing the Holness administration is that the country's current constitutional arrangements require a vote from at least one opposition senator in order to pass the bill in Parliament. Holness left the briefing without taking questions. Andre Jebinson reporting for CVM News.
And the Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs of Jamaica, Marlene Malahoo Ford, also addressed the public on the submission of the Constitutional Reform Committee report to Cabinet, while reassuring citizens the process has not been derailed. Joel Crosskill has that report.
Minister of Legal and Constitutional Affairs of Jamaica, Marlene Malahoo Ford, is calling for those who are eager for Jamaica's establishment as a republic to trust the process, seemingly unfazed by public speculation that the opposition would not endorse the report of the Constitutional Reform Committee until the issue of a final court of appeal had been addressed. Minister Malahoo Ford did, however, suggest that the opposition officially going public with the concerns outlined in a letter to the Prime Minister was unfortunately timed.
The leader of the opposition has raised some issues that should be considered by the committee, but before the committee got an opportunity to respond, he went public with those matters. We do have a draft response on the issues raised, but I sincerely believe that notwithstanding his going public with them, the matter must first be deliberated within the committee. So I really crave your indulgence, ladies and gentlemen, to allow the committee to respond to the issues raised by the leader of the opposition, and thereafter we will make those responses public.
Stating that procedural justice is as important as substantive justice, the minister indicated that Phase 1 of the reform process was intended to engage with issues that are more deeply entrenched and which require constitutional referendum in order to change, a requirement that doesn't extend to the decision on a final court of appeal.
The Prime Minister will respond to the letter sent by the leader of the opposition, essentially raising 3 issues. The first had to do with the matter of the final court, and we were always of the understanding that having accepted that the process would be phased, what they required was a clear timeline as to when we would get to the issue. And we said then and say again that the intention always was to get the bill in to deal with the abolition of the monarchy as the form of government and then begin the work on the final court. Because the truth is, ladies and gentlemen, public opinion is divided on the matter. And I tell you, just when we thought we were getting closer, there came that famous decision where people are saying, hold on there, not so fast.
The famous decision referenced by Minister Malahoo Ford being the UK Privy Council's quashing of Vybz Kartel's murder conviction.
Believe it or not, there are many Jamaicans who are saying retain the Privy Council in spite of all of the challenges. And I think after the cartel case, when I've read the comments online, I see so many still discussing the matter. And some have floated the idea of a local final court because they're saying that if you move from London, you don't want to move to Port of Spain. And if we're talking about real decolonization, it means that you're bringing it to Jamaica.
The minister suggests that a lack of clear political consensus on the issue may result in the opinions of the population being sought directly.
The matter of the court is a fundamental matter. In one breath, I've heard it said, don't take the pulse of the people on it. But if we remain as divided as we are, we may have to hear from the people formally on the matter of the final court.
Joel Crosskill, CVM News.
Amidst concerns swirling about the Astrazenica COVID-19 vaccine, the country's health minister and the chief medical officer have broken their silence on the matter, both emphasizing that at the height of the pandemic, the benefits of the Astrazenica COVID-19 vaccine outweighed the potential risks of the virus. More from Ramon Gordon.
There's no need to panic. That's the word from the Health Ministry, which, after days of silence, has finally provided clarity regarding concerns surrounding the Astrazeneca COVID-19 vaccine. Recent online posts suggested that the manufacturer issued a global recall due to the possibility of rare blood clotting side effects. However, Jamaica's Chief Medical Officer, Dr. Jacqueline Bisesa McKenzie, is pushing back against those claims.
The other vaccine manufacturers had developed new vaccines against the new variants, and Astrazeneca did not. It's simply a matter that the technology that was used for the production of Astrazeneca does not lend itself to so much manipulation. The other manufacturers would have moved ahead with producing new vaccines, and of course, as those became more available, there was even further decline in the use of Astrazeneca.
The side effect in question causes blood clots and a low blood platelet count. To date, the Health Ministry has recorded no such reaction locally.
Side effects I note that persons are concerned about tend to happen between 3 days to 3 months. So some persons are wondering, if I had received AstraZeneca then in 2021 and early 2022, am I still going to have this possibility of these side effects? And the answer is no. The ministry still continues to collect information on persons who think they may have suffered side effects, and we investigate them to see if they are in fact related to the vaccine.
Jamaican health authorities administered their last AstraZeneca shot in July 2022. After the last remaining batch expired. Despite public apprehension, the government maintains that the drug was the island's best bet at the time.
This complication is extremely rare, occurring in about 2 per 100,000 persons.
We were comfortable with the risk that would normally be applied, and so that vaccine was available.
At the time, we always have to weigh the benefits against the risk, and AstraZeneca was a main tool in what we had to respond to COVID at the time.
Health Minister Dr. Christopher Tufton is countering attempts to sensationalize the matter.
We only use vaccines in Jamaica as a policy that was subjected to very stringent validation. We do have an environment now where the anti-vax movement is big, an environment where the political climate is somewhat toxic, and so sometimes we got interpretations around this that created an extreme view, and I think it's unfortunate.
Ramon Gordon for CVM News.
More to come from CVM News at 7 after this break.
At 7 Wednesday headlines, courtesy of Heart NSDA Trust, Jamaica's Human Development Agency.
You know the theme song where everybody knows your name. That's how I feel when I walk into Sagicor Bank.
It's not just about going there and depositing your money or withdrawing. It's good to have a relationship.
They offer a range of options in terms of, financing and supporting the cash flow needs of businesses.
They customize packages and they ensure that everything that you need to expand and get to the next level, they're right there with you, holding your hand.
Sagicor Bank took my business from 0 to 100 really quickly.
To have a banker that has a vision that can add to and accentuate and enhance the dreams that you have makes a world of difference.
You are the reason we have given more than $40 million to support small and medium-sized businesses. Sagicor Bank, moving Jamaica forward, supporting growth, supporting Jamaica.
Harry, how was school?
It was really good, but I'm really hungry. Can we get some juicy patties?
Sure we can.
I never see a boil up patty like you.
Hey son, you good?
No, Dad, I'm starving. Can we get some juicy patties?
Celebrating moms everywhere.
Why wait? Achieve your goals and dreams today. Whatever you've been putting off, do it today with Quartz Ready Cash. Get a Quartz Ready Cash loan of up to $1.5 million to help you get started. No guarantor or collateral needed. It's quick, easy, and hassle-free with up to 36 months to repay. Visit any of our 48 locations to get your Quartz Ready Cash loan today. Quartz Ready Cash, ready when you are. Promotion ends May 31, 2024. Conditions apply.
CVM News at 7 Wednesday, courtesy of
elife.sagicorjamaica.com.
Welcome back. 41-year-old Barbados-born businessman and U.S. citizen Omar Collymore has been found guilty of the 2018 murder of his wife Simone Campbell Collymore. The brazen daylight contract killing also claimed the life of a taxi operator. 3 co-conspirators were dealt similar cards on Wednesday. Natalia Clark has the latest.
A 7-member jury on Wednesday found Omar Collymore guilty of masterminding the murder of his wife Simone Campbell Collymore and the taxi operator Winston Walters on January 2, 2018. Deliberations began early Wednesday, and after about 2.5 hours, a verdict was reached. Mr. Collymore was found guilty on all charges, 2 counts of murder and the same for conspiracy to murder. His 4 co-accused too did not escape the long arm of the law. The alleged contract killer, Michael Adams, and accomplice Dwayne Pink were also found guilty on all charges. The 3rd co-accused, Shaquille Edwards, was found guilty only on both counts of conspiracy to murder. Campbell Collymore and Walters were shot dead by 2 gunmen on motorcycles outside the Forest Ridge apartment complex in Red Hills, St. Andrew, where she lived with her husband, Omar. The mother of 2 was shot 19 times, while the taxi operator was shot 5 times. The prosecution argued Collymore contracted Adams to have his wife murdered. The purported motive was so he could claim life insurance benefits from her policies that were worth over $100 million. Testimony from one of the gunmen, who had already been sentenced to 2 life terms, corroborated the contract nature of the killings, revealing a chilling price tag of $2 million. Key revelations during the trial, which began in February 2024, included phone data indicating a suspicious pattern of communication between Collymore and his co-conspirators, particularly in the lead-up to the murders. Furthermore, cell site data placed one of the shooters in close proximity to the crime scene around the time of the incident. In their defense, the defendants asserted that their communications pertained to business matters. Collymore profusely denied any involvement in his wife's murder, professing his love for her and claiming ignorance regarding her life insurance policies. The 4 men are scheduled to be sentenced on July 11, 2024. Natalia Clark, CVM News.
Political representatives in Manchester continue to show support to the family and friends of the Catholic College student who was murdered on Monday. Today, the Ministry of Education visited the institution, optimistic that school violence can be curbed.
2 days after word spread that 20-year-old Akeelia White, student of the Catholic College of Mandeville, was stabbed to death by her schoolmate, the Ministry of Education, MOE, has visited the campus in Manchester. Her family and school body have been receiving support from various groups and authorities who continue to comfort those left behind to mourn her tragic death. President of the institution, Diana Davis-Smith, says it's been a hard couple of days.
It's with broken heart, but not faded hope. It's with pain, but not anger, that we're here today. And I thank you so much.
It's even more heartbreaking for them because the nature of the incident was alarming. The school has been working alongside the Jamaica Constabulary Force in developing the students' conflict resolution skills. Commanding officer for the parish, Deputy Superintendent Carey Duncan, says this was unexpected.
This very same institution reached out to us as a police force in the area of resolving conflicts. And we responded. And we were here on these very grounds, partnering with this institution, trying to enlighten and empower students and the administrative staff as to how to treat with their own conflicts.
He adds it's important that adults lead by example so children can follow suit. Following the most recent examples of violence in schools, Minister Favour Williams says a program is now in place where the ministry can meet with parents and guardians.
A lot of different sessions to help them to relate with their children, to speak about sensitive topics with their children, to help them understand what is positive parenting. We will continue those efforts.
Minister Williams believes the country still has enough time to tackle the issue of violence in schools. Trisha Gay Kelly, CVM News.
Stay with us for the business segment after the break.
Your money grow. Invest in Mayberry Jamaican Equities Bond, a safe and purposeful way to invest. How? We carefully invest your funds in top local companies, empowering you to profit from multiple businesses, not just one. With a minimum investment of just $20,000 and an interest rate of up to 10.5% per annum, it's more than just growth. It's profit with purpose. Discover more at www.profitwithpurposeja.com or contact your investment advisor for full details. Profit with purpose. Invest with Mayberry.
Hi, I'm Wayne.
And I'm Tammy.
And we are the Mitchells. You can watch Meet the Mitchells right here on CVM TV every Wednesday at 8 p.m.
Yes, you guys don't want to miss it. We will be having new episodes every week, so definitely follow along with our family.
Meet the Mitchell family.
Good morning, good morning, good morning.
You're the sugar to my tea. Meet the Mitchell family.
I am death. You know what? Never change.
Ward off death. Obey the road code. A message from the Road Safety Unit in the Island Traffic Authority.
In today's business report, we share with you a story of determination and grit from a sector designed for relaxation. Joel Croskill tells us more about the grand opening of the Adam and Eve Day Spa.
The biblical story of Adam and Eve is one familiar to many. However, the story of Adam and Eve Day Spa and its journey to discover a new home to call their own is also full of intrigue, as executive chairman of the now 17-year-old business, Garth Walker, explained during its official grand opening. He recalls the tribulations he and his business partner and wife, Kamisha Walker, endured during their first week of operations in April 2007 on Constant Spring Road.
We opened a 1,600 square foot spa on Constant Spring Road. We invested about $12 million at the time. I gave out discount coupons, gold cards, platinum cards, and black cards to everybody I knew. April 30th, 2007, we opened. Kim came home and I said, babes, what was the sales? She said 0. So I said 0, you mean, so what was the figures before the 0? She said it was 0. So I said, me tell you that nobody came? She said nobody.
Forced to relocate in 2012, New Kingston became the spa's new home. However, that too was short-lived.
At that point, we started to get recognition in the business, in the spa industry. Things were going very well, things were picking up, things was going nicely. Again, the landlord came and said, I want my property. They demanded the property, so we got notice again. At this point, we're saying to ourselves, you know what, I do it in the spa business for us. Because it's the second time we're experiencing the same tribulation. So we had to make a decision again. We said, listen, Kim and I discussed, we said, we are never going to allow this opportunity, this situation to happen to us again. So we have to have our own home.
And the Walkers have found just that at 56 Old Hope Road, Kingston.
It's the single biggest investment that we have made in the business to date. We invested approximately $150 million into this property to open a 10,000 square foot Pampa Temple, and we are now the #1 standalone day spa in the Caribbean.
From a staff complement of 12 to 45, the team at Adam and Eve Day Spa is seeking to build on its foundations of resilience with even more innovation.
I also want to list out a couple firsts that we have in the industry. One, we're the first to introduce infused rags upon entry at the spa as a standalone spa. We're the first to offer complimentary water, juice, coffee, tea, Baileys, and Johnny Walker for any service that we are doing. Doesn't matter the value. We're the first. We're the first to have a fully e-commerce integrated website where you can go on our website and you can purchase, book a service, and you don't have to speak to a soul and just turn up. We are the first to introduce what we call the rainforest water massage. We are the first to introduce staff awards for our team members. And we are now the first to have a Prime Minister, Mr. Andrew Holness, opening a day spa in Jamaica.
I am very pleased that you were able to stick it out, to weather the storms and fight the struggle. Because we're all faced with challenges in life. Every one of us, we have our challenges. But the real mark of strength is for the person who, in spite of the challenge, decides to embrace the struggle and persevere. And so today, all of the people you see here today are not here because of the spa. They are here because of your story of perseverance.
Stay with us. CVM News at 7 continues after the break.
If you save, pay, borrow, invest, invest, or insure with NCB? Now it's time to own a part of the NCB Financial Group Limited in its additional public offer. For as little as $6,500 in the general pool, you can own shares in the business built on strong performance and making life better for all Jamaicans. Invest in our future. Invest in your future. Offer opens May 6 and closes May 27. Apply for shares at goipo.jncb.com. Conditions apply.
Do you really want to stick with the same old insurer? Taxis, minibuses, coasters.
Your association TODS and Marathon Insurance Brokers have negotiated the lowest premiums ever.
A 2015 Toyota Probox valued at $1.4 million. Your comprehensive coverage is $75,000. Pay as low as $30,000 for third-party coverage. A 2014 Toyota Hiace valued at $3 million. Your comprehensive coverage is $173,000. Pay as low as $40,000 for third-party coverage. At